there's something that we ought to understand. It says, the fact that a man is not a hypocrite does not make him any less a sinner. Now, hypocrisy is condemned in the Bible. It is a show of religiosity, but a life that leads opposite to its profession. Some console themselves in their weakness or in their sinfulness, that at least they're not being a hypocrite. At least, when I'm away from God, I'm better than those who are hypocrites. To some extent, there is truth in that. Why? Because those who profess to be Christians carry that identity with them. In portraying a false conception of Christ, there is greater damage done to the people in the world who are trying to look for a light about God in their lives, compared to a sinner with no association with Christ. Because if you say that you are a child of God or a child of Christ, and yet walk in darkness, you are a liar, and you show a path of darkness to the eyes of the world, and you multiply the damage of your influence by what you profess. But we must understand, my brethren, that despite the absence of hypocrisy, that doesn't make a person any less a sinner than he really is. God is just and upright, not to let it pass. For in the Bible, a sin is a sin. It remains to be a transgression against the law of God, for it says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is a transgression of the law. It is not a consolation. It doesn't make you any more honest. And in the records of heaven, it still remains to be an act registered against our names. My brethren, we must see sin as clearly and transparently. And there is only one way for us to see it clearly, to look at the mirror of the law. It says in the Bible, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. That law will serve its purpose of clarifying to us what is right and what is wrong.